Maya Angelou, and the great Zora Neale Hurston, who predated them both. Whenever I think of Zora by this single name, I have the urge to go wild with punctuation. Zora, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Part of this is motivated by the audacity of the name itself. There is something brazen about the letter Z, bringing up the rear of the alphabet with 3 bold slashes. And this is compounded by the fact that the name is perfectly suited to the woman herself. Who hasn't admired the images of her that we see on postcards in bookshops? The most memorable are the portraits taken by Carl van Vechten, in which Zora poses with her felt hat tilted to shade one eye, or she wears a coat that frames her face with a dramatic fur collar. These are black and white photos, but my favorite features her against a red background in which she sports a beaded cap that matches her cream-colored dress. Her lips are curved into something between a smirk and a smile, like she knows something that we don't. Have you ever noticed that Zora Neale Hurston is seldom photographed looking squarely at the camera? I can never decide whether she is being coy, deliberately cultivating the mystery of her persona. Maybe she spares us the intensity of her straightforward gaze because one should never look directly into the sun. Regardless of her motivation, the images we have are captivating and enchanting. She may not meet our eyes, but she leaves us unable to turn away all these years later. The page of her insightful prose is where Hurston chooses to reveal herself. Gone are the dramatic hats and headdresses, the sidelong glances, and the rouged lips. The stories in this fine collection are the tales of country folks, farmers, factory workers, and through their lives we experience the full range of human emotion. Hurston's sense of humor is legendary. I dare you to listen to this book in public without releasing at least one leg-slapping guffaw. Although people often suggest that Black folks laugh to keep from crying, these characters show that some laughter is simply the reward for a joke well told. But even the folks who sit on the porch telling lies and playing the dozens still get the blues. After all, they are parents, lovers, children, spouses, and friends. With these connections come vulnerability and even grief. Hurston illuminates the breadth, depth, diameter, and circumference of the lives of those she knows and loves best. Like Faulkner, Hurston's muse is her hometown, the landscape and culture that formed her. But while Faulkner sets his work in a fictional place, Yoknapatawpha County, Hurston calls Eatonville by its true name, giving credit where it is due. She represents for Eatonville harder than Biggie did for Brooklyn and Tupac for L.A. Hurston's writing is both love letter and testimony. For too many years, the American South has been evoked as a shorthand for African-American misery and oppression. When Nina Simone said Mississippi goddamn, she covered the entire region. But Hurston loved the land that she called home. Eatonville boasted a black mayor, and although Hurston roasts him mercilessly in this book, as well as in Their Eyes Were Watching God, there is an empowerment that comes from black self-governance. Although racism and white folks present real challenges to the characters that people this collection, oppression is not the center of their lives. This is one of the many intricacies of the Southern experience that is on full display in this excellent collection. Short stories offer us something that novels do not. With a novel, even a masterpiece like Their Eyes Were Watching God, our attention is aimed at one or two characters as we take a deep dive into their complicated psychology, actions, and circumstances. With each short story, we encounter the same degree of complexity, but the characters' experiences are distilled into a few defining moments. To use a metaphor of which I hope Hurston would approve, a novel is like a whole watermelon. Gorgeous, striped, rind, white pith, red flesh, and shiny black seeds. It is delicious. It is a